Hello there, everyone. How are we all? I couldn't be bothered with the lights and all that bollocks tonight. You're getting this. I feel like fucking shite. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been dead for the last few days, basically. I'm barely not dead now, but I am technically not dead. You will hear me sucking on throat lozenges throughout the entirety of this endeavour. I haven't even fucking remembered to change the thing. That's how bad it is. Because I'm always so fucking professional when I'm not ill, you know. Yeah. Howdy. How are we all? Kevin, can you mod me on this platform? Possibly, is the answer. Hang on, let me have a look. Use a nameless entity. Add as moderator. Managing moderator or standard moderator? Why have you confused this, YouTube, you cunt? Managing moderators can manage blocked words and change chat mode in live, and also standard operating can review chat, hide. Just managing. I don't fucking care. Just fucking kill me. Alright. Yeah. What did Kev do to upset Twitch? I am not sure. But it doesn't matter. I'll be able to stream there probably Tuesday or some shit. It is lemon and honey. Jesus Christ. Or technically, I don't want to give them free advertising. Honey and lemon. Can you see that? Honey and lemon. So, literally, yeah. I mean, I can't fucking taste it. To be honest with you, the only feeling I've had in my face is pain. Except I had a chili con carne yesterday, and the spice, I felt a slight tingle. So presumably it was literally on fire. I just couldn't feel it. Yeah. Yeah. You do have a mad prophet vibe to you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've always considered myself something of a mad prophet. Hopefully my voice isn't too fucking terrible. But whatever. It is what it is. Yes, so I'm banned from Twitch right now. But I'll be back on there at some point. I don't fucking know. So for the next few days, or at least the days for which I'm able to continue doing this, and to be honest with you, tonight might not run that long because I'll be honest with you, I'm going to go as long as my throat allows, giggity. But I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll see. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so I'm not going to be on there, which means I'm losing loads of fucking money, is the thing. Which is deeply annoying. But I've chosen to take the more positive view of it, that the fact that I haven't been able to stream the last couple of days hasn't been as impactful as it might otherwise have been, because I wouldn't have been able to stream on Twitch anyway. Which doesn't make me any less fucked, but does make me feel slightly less terrible about being flued up, you know. So there's that. Yes. Where are we? Oh yes, so quick aside before we get going. You know my hold screen, I'll put you onto it for just a second, right? This one, it says not funded by Russia, right? Specifically not funded by Russia. That's the joke. I mean, it's not all, it's also true, but it's a joke, right? But unfortunately, Threads, the social media site of which I am a member, and which I post links to this, and that's literally it on Threads, because fuck it.
I don't want to do this anymore!
Thank you very much. Decided to crop it. So that's the advert thing I put out on Twitch for the stream you're now currently watching. And they've cut, you know, they've shrunk the screen slightly. They've kept Rory Cat, so that's the important thing. But now it says funded by Russia. Which is quite literally the opposite of the message I intended. Although in its own way is quite funny. So, you know, whatevs. Thank you, Tess, who says, buy some lozenges, Kev. I will endeavour to. Fucking crikey. This could be a short one if that carries on. I wasn't coughing much today. Although I felt like I should be in a coffin because I'm fucking dead, but there we go. Anyway, so I've been mostly having delirium and sweats and stuff for the last couple of days. So I haven't seen much of what's been going on. So we're going to watch PMQs. It was from yesterday, but I feel like it's still relevant. And it did get a little bit spicy from the clips I saw. So we'll take a look at that. And if necessary, we can... Or not necessary. If I can feel like I can go on longer than that. There's also the Jeremy Corbyn Private Members Bill about... getting an inquiry into the UK's role of in the genocide in Gaza, which is an interesting development. I fear, unfortunately, no one will end up at The Hague because of it, but he's kicking up a fuss, and that's good. Pardon me.
Oiled like a baby otter.
Indeed. Honestly, I'm not a small person, but even so, the amount of phlegm I've produced over the last 3 days has been genuinely unsettling. Yeah, very, very unpleasant. And I apologise to anyone eating, but I feel like we've got a connection, you and I. It wouldn't be parasocial if I didn't tell you about my phlegm. Thank you, Paul Fletcher, for becoming a member here on the yes, it member. I don't fucking care. Kill me on YouTube. Much love. You can give me money in order for me to not die of poverty. I mean, I am going to die of the flu. Obviously, I'm currently dead, but yeah, poverty is not a good way to go. Oh, I've been to The Hague. It's pretty nice. I wasn't in the cells one. Yeah, oh no, the town itself, Den Haag, is I'm sure lovely. It is the seat of the Dutch government. Speaking of which, did you see the Dutch government collapsed? Because Geert Wilders, the fascist prick, pulled out of the government because they weren't being fascist enough for him. So we been having ein serious problem, indeed. I would say I'd keep you up to date with that, but I won't because I can't take that language seriously. I can't.
We now come to Prime Minister's question.
This guy's a fucking cunt, by the way. Honestly, did you see the shenanigans he pulled with Jeremy Corbyn? Jeremy Corbyn's private members bill, the 10-minute rule bill, which again was about trying to get a public investigation, a public inquest, I should say, into inquiry. Inquiry is the word, into Britain's role in the Gaza thing. And it was supposed to happen directly after PMQs when it would still be quite full. But this cunt, who again, I just want to point out, his dad was literally one of the founders of the Labour Friends of Israel, and is just a big fucking Zionist piece of shit himself, decided randomly to take an urgent question that he didn't need to take, and then push Jeremy Corbyn's thing back to 2:15, when the fucking thing would be empty. Which is not the first piece of chicanery he's pulled on this topic. Ever feel like the British government has been somewhat captured?
Clive Ethel.
Number one, Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today we're investing £15.6 billion in transport infrastructure of the North and of the Midlands.
By the way, for anyone thinking that's good news, that's not new money. That's money that was originally earmarked for HS2. So this is just him re-upping Rishi Sunak's plan to handicap HS2. And brilliantly, in case you're Welsh, and you feel like, there's even a small part of you that thinks that Westminster gives a fuck about Wales, the train corridor from Oxford to Cambridge has been classified as English and Welsh investment, and has come out of the Welsh budget for this project infrastructure. For anyone outside of the UK, Cambridge and Oxford are both in England, very firmly in England, not even on the border. So, they clearly couldn't give less of a fuck about Wales. Little thought for you.
Mr. Speaker, we're decisively turning the page on a failed economic model of low investment, and we're backing the talent and prospects of the whole country. And over coming weeks, we'll set out plans for further investment and renewal. Mr. Speaker, our strategic defence review shows this government will never gamble with our national security. Through the biggest sustained increase since the Cold War, we will transform our defence, strengthen our nation, and invest in jobs and industry across the United Kingdom. Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with ministerial colleagues and others. In addition to my duties in this House, I shall have further such meetings later today.
Clive Ethel.
Mr. Speaker, we all remember the glorious summer in 2012 when the world's greatest athletes came to London to compete in the Olympics and the Paralympics.
Yeah, back when we could just grill and nothing bad was happening.
It showcased Britain at its best, not just in track and field, but also as a country that can host major cultural and sporting events. My right honourable friend has been written to by...
I don't want to do this anymore either, in all honesty, but there we go. Thank you, Scrippy. Starmer, what a complete shithouse. Quite literally, total shithouse, mate. Absolute fucking waste of it. It's oxygen, frankly.
Over 200 of our top athletes, some of them are members of Cambridge Harriers that meets in my constituency, and they're calling for the government to support the bid for the 2029 World Athletics Championships to take place in London. If successful, it will lift the whole nation. If successful, it will lift the whole nation. It will inspire a generation of new athletes. It will showcase Britain on a world stage.
Hurry the fuck up, you cunt. It's not fucking talky with Clive Effort time.
Put £400 million into our economy. What's not to like?
I think the race has finished. Go on, Prime Minister.
I thank my honourable friend. One of the greatest achievements of the last Labour government was that 2012 Olympics in London, and we all remember it. Can I pay tribute, given the response, can I pay tribute to the extraordinary contribution of Tessa Jowell to that Games? Agree there have been huge economic benefits of hosting major sporting events, as well as an important legacy.
And just as an aside, because people don't even realise this, now this is not an attack on West Ham Football Club, I don't mind that. They made good use of that stadium, right? So the Olympic Stadium is now used by West Ham Football Club of the Premier League, etc. A joint bid was a bid was put forward by Leyton Orient, a much smaller club from a much more geographically worthwhile part of the city, as in closer to the actual site. But because they were a smaller club and the Tories are cunts who don't give a fuck, they lied. They said that any football club moving in would not be allowed to remove the racetrack around the outside of the pitch, in order to get Leyton Orient to suspend their bid. And then, of course, as soon as West Ham bid, they removed that criteria, and then decided that Leyton Orient couldn't resubmit, thereby, choosing winners and losers in the free marketplace, as they always do. Cunts.
Comes the Leader of the Opposition, Camilleri.
Mr. Speaker, 3 weeks ago, the winter fuel policy was set in stone. 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister U-turned. Today, the Chancellor is rushing her plans because she just realised when winter is. So, on behalf of the pensioners who want to know, can the Prime Minister be clear with us here and now? How many of the 10 million people who lost their winter fuel payments will get it back?
Prime Minister.
Well, I'm glad to see she's catching up with what happened 2 weeks ago. Mr. Speaker.
It's parliamentary nonsense, but it's not a bad little put-down line. And she keeps, fucking laying him up for him. It's embarrassing. She's fucking awful at this. I'm trying to see. Did I bookmark the thing? I've got to bookmark one of these things, surely. The polling for the Tory party is not going super well. What kind of... I must have bookmarked something. Jesus Christ. Apparently not. Okay.
Mr. Speaker, at the budget, we took the right decision to stabilise the economy because of the £22 billion black hole that they left. And the signs, we took the right decisions, the growth figures are up, the interest rates have been cut, and we got 3 trade deals. So we will look again, as I said 2 weeks ago, at the eligibility for winter fuel, and of course we'll set out how we pay for it.
Here we go. So let's see how well it's going for the Tory party. Oh, that's right. They're literally on course, apparently, to win 30 seats. That's 30 seats out of 650. It's going super well for you, lads. Yeah. Now, you might be worried, because that, technically, if the referendum party get 337, that would be a majority. They'd be the government. I don't think we need to worry about that just yet, though, because they are a party disintegrating. Literally, Zia Youssef, the chairman of the party, just resigned. They're falling apart. Years out from the election and they're already falling apart. Every party in British politics is shite, it would appear. We'll see. Will Kemi be gone before the year? Yeah, Kemi doesn't last until... I'll give her the new year, maybe, but that's it. That is it.
But because we've stabilised the economy, Mr. Speaker, we on this side are committed to the triple lock. And that increased pensions by over £400 this April. On their side, they say the triple lock is unsustainable. And I think her position is she wants to means test it.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister clearly has selective amnesia. I asked him 3 questions about the winter fuel payment 2 weeks ago, and he was floundering. The fact is, he hasn't answered the question I asked him. He hasn't answered the question I asked him. He can't tell us who will get the payments. All we see is U-turn after U-turn. His head must be spinning. Will he apologise now for taking the payments away in the first place, including to his own backbenchers? And can he tell us how he's going to pay for this?
Well, Mr. Speaker, we took the right decisions at the budget because we needed to stabilise the economy. She needs to apologise for the fact that they left the economy in a terrible state. With our mini-budget which blew up the economy, and we were left with a £22 billion black hole. When she gets up, perhaps she should apologise for that.
22 billion black hole!
Mr. Speaker, the OBR has said there was no such black hole.
No, you misunderstand me, Bryn. I'm not saying that Yousaf's resignation will impact Reform's polling straight away. What I'm suggesting, and this is the thing that I've told people... By the way, I've just noticed the greatest beard. I'm distracted, but look at that great beard. Hang on. Look at the ginger guy. Look at the ginger guy stood to the left of the speaker. Look at that fucking beard. Enhance. Look at that. That is that's the kind of beard you only saw in that chamber in the fucking 1800s. Look at it. Fucking spectacular. Anyway. I'll leave you lingering on that absolutely delicious piece of ginger action right there, and tell you, it's not that Zia Yousaf resigning is going to necessarily impact them right away, but the thing that I've told people all throughout this is they don't have the structure of a political party to win elections. That's not to say they can't rack up enough votes in council elections where the turnout is very, very low to win council elections. We've just seen that they can do that. But when it comes to winning parliamentary elections across the country, not just in their heartlands, right, in places they've never won before, like Birmingham and parts of inner city London and all the rest of it, they are going to need a proper political party structure. And they're not going to get that because they're not building branch parties and constituency parties properly. They don't even have a fucking chairman who can survive. Zia Yousaf was literally being pushed out there as their good one. He was going to be their kind of Uncle Tom, if you will. Or whatever a Muslim Uncle Tom would be. He was going to be their big noise, right? They'd put him on Question Time. They put him on Sky News, BBC, all the rest of it, right? They were pushing him out there really in quite a big way. And he's just gone, like that. They've already lost a fucking MP. And the Parliament's not even a year old. They're suffering from the same problems that UKIP had. UKIP could always win at European elections. They had plenty of councillors. But they could never make any national breakthroughs. Because they weren't a serious political party. They were a protest vote. And a series of mad cunts who could never get on with one another. So, like, I really wouldn't count the chickens before they hatch. That's not to say they won't become the next government, because the Tories and Labour seem to be doing literally everything they possibly can to ensure that Nigel Farage does become the next Prime Minister. Virtually every utterance from either of these two frontbench wankers seems set perfectly to enhance Nigel Farage's message of "you can't trust these bastards." They're fucking snakes who hate you. don't vote for them. Vote for me. I'm different, honest lads, you know. So I'm not counting them out, but I'm saying it's not a fait accompli at this point at all, because the Reform Party are seemingly the only party that can stop the Reform Party right now. And they might just do it.
He's just given away £30 billion for the Chagos Island. That's his.
Chagos! You're down to 30 fucking seats, man! Oh, hang on, I got rid of the fucking thing, didn't I? Hang on. I'm gonna keep this fucking stat up. Hang on, where is it? And this is from YouGov. This isn't like some partisan fucking like hack squad. This is a proper political organisation. 30 seats. Stop fucking going on about the Chagos Islands like anyone gives a fuck. No one cares, mate. No one gives the slightest shit about Chagos. Stop mentioning it every 5 fucking minutes. You look mental. Fucking hell.
He is black hole. He hasn't stabilised the economy. Borrowing prices are higher now than any time in the last parliament. He has not stabilised the economy. He has no clear answers on what he's doing. It's just chaos, chaos, chaos. He keeps making announcements with no detail. So let's move to another area of confusion. Can we get a simple answer? Will the government keep the 2-child benefit cap?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm absolutely...
So interestingly, the first question was, why aren't you giving old people money? And the question now is, why are you going to give some poorer people money? Note that. Old people, old rich people deserve money. Poor people, children, poor families don't. The Tory party has learned nothing, and they'll be lucky to get fucking 30 seats. If they carry on this way, they'll be lucky to get double fucking figures at this rate. The Greens might fucking move past them. A fucking clown shoe of an operation. But you, well done to the fucking SNP. 46, that would be amazing. Well done. Again, this is hypothetical, but, you know, it's illustrative of, you know, political trends.
Determined that we will drive down child poverty. That's one of the proudest things of the last Labour government.
Okay, but child poverty has increased so far under your watch, I'm just saying.
That's why we've got a task force, that's why we've got a strategy, and we'll set out that strategy in due course. But we drive child poverty down. Under them, poverty always goes up.
I didn't ask him about a task force. I asked him if he will keep the 2-child benefit cap. And he doesn't know. It's just chaos and uncertainty. He has no details. He is briefing.
Yeah, Zia Yusuf was trying to professionalise the party. And presumably he's left because he knows he can't. There's too much internal structural power in the hands of Nigel Farage, who needs to keep everybody else weak so that he stays in power. Simple as that.
Something and causing a lot of confusion to the people out there. But on that 2-child benefit cap, Mr. Speaker, I'll tell him this. I believe in family, but I also believe in fairness. Yes. On this side of the House, we believe that people on benefits should have to make the same choices on having children as everyone else. Yes. What does the Prime Minister believe?
See, and it's that kind of talk that gets you 30 fucking seats, Kemi. 30. 30. I believe in family, but if you're poor, you don't get to have a family. Checkmate, communoids. Unbelievable.
Mr. Speaker, I believe profoundly in driving down poverty and child poverty. That's why we'll put a strategy in place. But she talks about head spinning. There's only one leader, Mr. Speaker, who's been praised this week by the Russian embassy.
This was a really strange one, because she specifically asked about the 2-child benefit cap. And he goes, yeah, but Russia. What?
And if she carries on echoing Kremlin talking points like this, Reform are going to be sending her an application form for membership.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I asked the Prime Minister what he believes in. He had to look in his folder to find the answer. His MPs behind him know what they believe in. He doesn't know. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, he has been in government for nearly a year. It's only going to get harder. It's only going to get...
She's so bad at this. Yeah. Post up his fucking W's. That's what you need to do. As leader of the opposition, post these big fat W's. You fucking Egypt. What the hell is wrong with you? Mr. Speaker, he's been in government for a year. He's got a massive cock. He is a master cocksman. He has a rippled chest. The women love him. The men want to be him. He's one of the most charismatic human beings on earth. What is his tax policy? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's been in government only a year. It's only going to get harder and harder. The canned forced laughter, the planted questions, all of this is going to disappear because at every single point, things are getting worse. He has to ask Morgan McSweeney what it is that he believes in. But the fact is the chaos is being felt in the economy. The Chancellor said she would not be coming back with new tax rises, but she will have to pay for all of these U-turns which she's announcing out there, isn't she?
Yeah. Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm going to look in my folder because here I've got the quote that she had on Sky News. I will read it, thank you.
Jesus Christ. So he's been asked again about tax and spending policy. Russia! Oh, Russia friend! Oh, we're run by fucking idiots, man. Oh, God. Oh, this is so shit.
It's what the Leader of the Opposition says. It's worth listening to. What she said was this. Sky News, Mr. Speaker.
To be fair, right, this actually was an interesting quote, but not for the reasons he thinks.
Israel is fighting a proxy war on behalf of the United Kingdom, just like Ukraine is on behalf of Western Europe against Russia.
See, now, both of those things are sort of true. Not in the way she intends, and not in the way he wants to exploit, but they are both true. Firstly, it's very funny that she said the quiet bit out loud, in that Israel is fighting a proxy war on behalf of, well, not just the UK, mostly America, but the UK as well. And whilst the Ukrainians have every right, as far as I'm concerned, to fight back against a foreign invader, that's absolutely fine. They are undoubtedly being armed, and have been armed over the last 3 years, because they are useful to the West. They are, it's a way of bleeding Russia dry. They are, by proxy, fighting a proxy war. Which sounds ridiculous.
Oiled like a baby otter.
Like an oiled baby otter, perhaps. But they are undoubtedly, whilst fighting the good fight and a perfectly worthwhile fight, the West sees it as a proxy war. We don't have to go and fight and die there. The Ukrainians can do it for us. And we'll just give them our second-hand shite. We'll do a bit of spring cleaning and give them a few fucking rockets and tanks and stuff. And they can fucking fight and die. And the fucking blood of another generation of Ukrainians and Russians are spilled across eastern Ukraine. This time not fighting against, like, fascism. Or at least not totally against fascism. There are fascists, unfortunately. But fighting against those with whom they fought with against fascism only a couple of generations back. Fucking grotesque. It's such a shame, really. If that glorious generation that fought the Great Patriotic War could see the scumfuckery of the likes of Putin, forcing their grandkids and great-grandkids to fight each other over that same territory, they'd be spinning in their fucking graves. Thank you, Carl Brown, for gifting 2 memberships. Much love. Hang on. Hang on. Now, Carl Brown sent one and then sent another. Oh, yeah. Why does it do that? It tells me one thing and then underneath they reverse the order. So it looks like they've both sent and received one, which doesn't make any fucking sense, YouTube. Thank you, Carl Brown. If you want, I will give you a very fluey blowjob. Honestly, I won't feel it, so you might be able to push it even further back, because I'll be honest with you, it's all phlegm anyway. Sort of self-lubricated.
Well, that was certainly noticed in the Russian embassy, because they put out a statement saying the leader of the opposition has finally called a spade a spade. Ukraine is indeed fighting a proxy war against Russia on behalf of Western interests. And they went on to say the illegitimate Kyiv regime, created, financed and armed by the West, has been at it since 2014. So they endorse that. They want the detail. I've given
the... Trump has clapped back. Okay, so I wasn't going to cover this necessarily, because I was thinking... I don't think Christie's back with me tomorrow, but I wasn't sure, so I was going to either do it with Christie tomorrow or just do it on my own. Oh, God, it's too good. It's too fucking good, man. Oh. Hang on, where are we? Right. So, Elon Musk has been in a K-hole for, well, possibly most of his adult life, I'm not sure. But he has been especially bad about the big beautiful bill, which he's trying to destroy now, which is funny. Here we go. Right. So the other day, Musk put this out, right? I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. And then his alt account, called R-Finder, which is definitely his account, by the way, says, I hate to break this to everyone, but you've all been played. It's time to wake up. This is a worldwide phenomenon. Nothing will ever change. People behind the scenes are running the show now. And then he tweeted out earlier today. So that was mostly an attack on the bill, right? Trump wasn't mentioned. Then he stepped it up, because that's the thing with drug addicts. They're addicted to the high, right? They have to do the thing. And so Elon Musk says, without me, Trump would have lost the election. That, you know, that hurts Trump, because it's true. And there's nothing Trump hates more than the truth. And secondly, Elon, you're not supposed to say that bit out loud.
Like a baby otter.
You're making the same mistake you did in Wisconsin. You're supposed to be behind the scenes pulling the strings, not out front. You're supposed to be part of the magic circle, not doing the fucking revealing the secrets of the magicians. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. Like, we all know it's true, but you're not supposed to say that bit out loud. Fucking hell. Anyway, Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. Ingratitude. Trump has clapped back. As you do. Ugh. Untruth Social, naturally. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I was also always surprised Biden didn't do it. No. Oh, this is the messiest breakup of Pride. Oh no. And then he says, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. So apparently the Teslas aren't that great after all, because no one even wanted them, even if they are all computer. Fucking crikey. This is, honestly, I told you, I fucking told you, when they inevitably fell out with each other, because they were always going to. They were always going to. Because the thing about both Elon Musk and Donald Trump is, anyone who has ever worked with them fucking hates them. There is not a single person who is a long-term friend of either of those people because they're fundamentally completely unlovable. No one likes them. No one has ever gotten on with them. They've got yes men, and they've got temporary people who are like useful to them that they'll pretend to be nice to and then discard when necessary. And now we are seeing the discarding. We are seeing the messiest breakup of these two fucking dickheads. And I am so here for it. I honest to God, Elon, please. I said before, when Elon wanted to desecrate the Colosseum by having a fight between him and Jeff Bezos there, I said this was sacrosanct as far as I was concerned. This was as close to a sacrilegious endeavour. I will put aside my own personal cultural hang-ups or like feelings of grandeur for the ancient world and just say I would pay good money to see you and Donald Trump pathetically slap each other half to death in the Colosseum. Please do it. Look, Giorgia Meloni loves a fascist, so she can get Trump on board, I'm sure, right? And she's more than happy to sell herself out to the Americans, we all know that. Please put on a fight to the Colosseum, you two dickheads wheezing your way through a slap fest. Honestly, I don't think I would ever need to watch pornography again, because I'd never need to become erect again, because I would die with a boner. That's how good that would be. You have the chance to do the funniest thing, Italy. Please make it happen. The Pope's American as well. I reckon he could pull some strings. Let's fucking go. Oh, how good would it be? Because you know he wants to get rid of some of the birthright citizenship shit and all the rest of it. Donald Trump, you have the chance to do the pettiest and most perfect thing. Please introduce a piece of legislation. It would be an awful piece of legislation, but only targeted at one person. Please revoke his American citizenship and kick him out. To see him have to go back to South Africa would be very funny, especially because they're accepting all the other white South Africans, so he might be the only white person left in South Africa. And I'm sure he'd get on really well. I'm sure they'd love him. Oh, happy Pride, everyone.
Quote, that's what Russia said in response. She asked me what I believe in. I believe in standing by Ukraine and calling out Russia as the aggressor.
Mr. Speaker, it was our government that stood behind Ukraine and led the way in Europe. Everything he has said this afternoon is total nonsense, obfuscation, avoiding the question. He doesn't have any answers. It's disgraceful. I asked him...
She's now just shouting. Like... you've heard me say this before, but I couldn't give two fucks about parliamentary behaviour and conduct and all of this shit. I couldn't give a fuck about any of that. But she's just screaming at him. Like, it's not even just a matter of like, parliamentary conduct. It's just not adult. Why are you screaming at him? He can fucking hear you. He stood 3 paces from you. You don't need to scream. There's a microphone in front of you so we can all hear you as well. And you're just shouting. It's unseemly. Which, I mean, it's Parliament, so like, but it's still. Farage versus Starmer on the undercard. That'd be good as well. Although, what I will give to Farage is he looks like a dirty bastard. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think he can fight. Right? I don't think he's got a chance in hell there. But he looks like the kind of cunt who will gouge eyes and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Or put like fucking knuckle dusters on underneath the boxing gloves. He seems like a right dirty cunt. And I want a fair fight between awful people. I want to see 2 losers be shit. And that's what I'm after, you know. You have some of the funniest commentary since I heard you on No Justice. Well, thank you, Liam. Welcome in, my friend. What? A noise happened, didn't it? Thank you, Sean House, for becoming a member. Much love to you. She still thinks she's on X. Well, no, because if she was, she'd be attacking Doctor Who or something, wouldn't she? I don't know.
I asked him, Mr. Speaker, about the two-child benefit cap. He's talking about the Kremlin. He's saying everything he can to distract from the mess he is making of our economy. Mr. Speaker, the OECD has downgraded growth for the next 2 years. He can't rule out tax rises. The police chiefs are saying they don't have the money they need to keep the...
Oh wow, the police are saying they don't have enough money. Has there ever been a time in the history of the fucking world where the police said they had enough money? Has that ever happened? Could you imagine a situation in which that would ever happen? Where the police would be like, "No, it's alright lads, you don't need to give us any more. Honestly, we're swimming in money, you don't need, honestly, we're good." Look, police always say that shit. We spend a fortune on them and they're fucking shit. They're fucking dreadful. And they want more money to not solve crimes or keep the public safe. Thanks. Yeah. Excellent. Also, weren't you saying earlier that everyone needs to, like, cut their cloth accordingly and all that shit? What about the fucking police? Why do they never have to cut their cloth accordingly? You're not on Twitch now, Kev, so you can say cracker. I can say cracker. That is true. And honky. But I'm not a racist, so I won't be saying that. Will you be standing as an independent council candidate against John Cotton? No, I won't. I don't want to ask people for their votes, because fundamentally I don't like people. I am an anti-social socialist.
The public safe, just as he's releasing more criminals onto the streets. His cabinet are squabbling with each other. They've said that they've lost control of the borders, but he still managed, Mr. Speaker, to find £30 billion to give away the Chagos Islands. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, 30... Hang on, I fucking lost it now. Bollocks. There we go. 30 fucking seats, get me. Stop talking about the fucking Chagos Islands. Literally nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. Even Tory voters don't give a fuck. They were angry about it for like 48 hours because the Daily Mail said they should be angry, and that's it. No one gives a fuck about the Chagos Islands. It's so bad. You've mentioned it twice now for no fucking reason. What the fuck? Also, it was a piece of international law. Now, I know you're absolutely addicted to the idea of Britain breaking every international law because you're a fucking arsehole. But for once, the UK is abiding by a piece of ruling from an international court, which said that we should give the Chagos Islands to the Mauritius. Because it's, you know, sort of closer to them. It would make a lot more geographic sense. And we've kept Diego Garcia, so the Americans are happy, so they're fine with it, whatever. So we're just, yeah, we're doing the legal thing for once. And you're like, nah, we should have done the illegal thing. The problem is, if you follow the law once, you kind of have to follow it again, don't you? Fucking hell.
This is total and utter chaos. 2 weeks ago, he was crowing about his historic trade deal and how he got 0% tariffs on steel. Now the steel industry will face 25% tariffs unless he does exactly what President Trump tells him to. It is chaos, chaos, chaos. And isn't the root of the chaos, Mr. Speaker, that it is about this Prime Minister, his decisions and his judgment?
Shouty, shouty. Very shouty.
The only advice, Mr. Speaker, she gets up on a Wednesday morning, scrolls through social media, never does any of it. We're the only country in the world that isn't paying the 50% tax on steel. And we're working in the West, and that will be coming down.
So she's literally screaming at him from a sedentary position, which is the parliamentary term, sat on her arse, is the, you know, screaming at him. And the speaker's just like, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, whatever. Whereas if an SNP MP fucking so much as sneezes, he's like, you're going to have to apologise for sneezing. It's on parliamentary conduct. If you don't apologise for sneezing and lick my boots, then I'm going to have to kick you out. Absolutely embarrassing.
We are working on it to bring it down to zero. That is going to happen.
Order. Please. Let's listen to the answer, even if you don't believe you're getting one. It is how the Prime Minister wishes to.
What did she opposes the US deal, she opposes the India deal, she opposes what we're doing with the EU, and she opposes Diego Garcia. That's a vital intelligence and strategic capability. Absolutely clear that legal uncertainty would compromise that capability in a very short time. No responsible Prime Minister would ever let that happen. We have secured the long-term basis for the base. That has been welcomed by Mr. Speaker, welcomed by the US, NATO, Australia, New Zealand, India. They're our allies. It's been opposed by our adversaries, Russia, China and Iran. And into that column we have reform, presumably following Putin, and the Tories following reform.
You've done nothing but follow reform for the last fucking month. Jesus.
Anyone who saw the 6-year-old girl fleeing the flaming shelter where her family were killed by an Israeli airstrike will carry those horrific images with them forever. These are very dark days, and Gaza is a stain on the soul of humanity, and it is a further shame that there is more moral clarity coming from Ms. Rachel on YouTube than there is from many world leaders who are complicit
True. Miss Rachel mention. Love it.
in silence. The Prime Minister said this week that Britain must be ready for war, and I ask, after tens of thousands of deaths, after a generation of Gazans stunted by hunger and trauma, when will it be ready for peace? When will it help to stop this genocide? When will it hold the Israeli government to account? And when will it recognise the State of Palestine?
It never will. It never will. No. Literally, here we go. So, the people you see on your screen here are Conservative members of Parliament. You've literally got Kit Malthouse, former chair of the fucking 1922 committee, and Sir Edward Lee, fucking Ted Lee, who is the living embodiment of Grog Blossom. He looks like he's fucking been teleported from the fucking 17th century. And he owns half of Derbyshire. It's ridiculous. And they weren't even allowed to go into Downing Street. Now, technically, they don't have, like, the right to go into Downing Street, but they are members of Parliament. And they had a letter calling for the recognition of the State of Palestine by the British government. And they wouldn't even let them walk down Downing Street to post that into the letterbox for it to then go into the shredder. That's how little they give a fuck. He has been so far outflanked to the left now that even fucking Ed Lee and Kit Malthouse are significantly to the left of him. Tragic. Fucking tragic shit.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful to her for raising this, and she's absolutely right to describe this as dark days. And Israel's recent action is appalling and, in my view, counterproductive and intolerable.
Intolerable, but you do seem to be very easily tolerating it. Like, completely unaffectedly.
And we have strongly opposed the expansion of military operations and settler violence and the blocking of humanitarian aid. Mr. Speaker, you will have seen we've suspended the FTA talks and sanctioned extremists supporting violence in the West Bank.
You have done nothing. You and David Lammy are going to hell. Enjoy.
Keep looking at further action along with our allies, including sanctions. But let me be absolutely clear. We need to get back to a ceasefire. We need the hostages who've been held for a very long time to be released. And we desperately need more aid at speed and at volume into Gaza, because it's an appalling and intolerable situation.
Leader of the Liberal Democrats, Sir Ed Davey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I start by welcoming...
Hang on, that's quite interesting camera angle. Because it looks like he's just sort of abseiled down from the ceiling or something, but that's actually a microphone wire. Lovely stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I start by welcoming reports that the Chancellor will give winter fuel payments to more pensioners this winter, though because we still wait the details, we will reserve our full judgment. But, Mr. Speaker, can I recognise the efforts of the Prime Minister to pull out all the stops to avoid President Trump's damaging tariffs. A letter from the King offering to water down online safety laws, even trying to send the Open to one of Trump's golf courses. The Prime Minister
Oh yeah, I didn't even cover that. The fucking British Open, right? One of the 4 major golf tournaments of the world, right? You've got the British Open, just called the Open because we did it first. The US Open, the Masters, and the US PGA. It's the only one played outside
like
of
a
America.
baby otter.
And it gets played at different courses, right? So most famously at St Andrews, but it gets played at loads. Carnoustie and all these fucking different places. And Trump owns Turnberry, which is a place that has held the Open before. It's not like a place that is incapable of holding that tournament. It's perfectly suited for it. But apparently, he literally tried to lobby the head of the organising committee to try and get the US Open, the British Open, to take place at Turnberry, so that Trump could make money. That's how deep the onion of corruption goes. That's how utterly cucked we are. Not only do we not have a sovereign foreign policy, a sovereign economic policy, a sovereign tax policy, a sovereign AI policy, a sovereign industrial strategy, we don't even have a sovereign fucking golf tour. We can't even hold a fucking sovereign golf tournament. Oh. It's embarrassing. Thank you, P. Samuels, for becoming a member. Much love to you.
He'd secured 0% tariffs for British steel, but now Trump is threatening us with 50% unless we comply.
Yeah, but it'll be 20% tomorrow, and then 0% the next day, and then 200% the next day. It's like a randomizer. It's a randomizer. You know, on a game on the internet or whatever, where you can have a random seed entry for every time you start playing the game, which makes the artificial characters have completely different characteristics or like tendencies every time you load the game up again. It's like that with Trump, but every time he wakes up. Like every time he wakes up, it's like a completely new thing. Oh, today I'm going to block people from 12 different countries from coming in because why not? Fucking hell. Oh, sorry, it's the Duchy of Lancaster, not the 1922 committee. Apologies. Oh, apologies. I've phlegmy wub-wubs.
With his new 5-week deadline. Mr. Speaker, this is classic Trump, changing the terms of a deal he had already agreed. Does the Prime Minister share my fear that nothing will stop Trump messing the UK around, short of bunging a few £100 million into his Trump coin?
Mr. Speaker.
Solid memes? Terrible question. Solid memes.
We have a deal, and we're implementing it, and within a very short time, I'm very confident we will get those tariffs down in accordance with the deal. And I'll come back to him and update the House in due course, and I think the House will be very pleased at the outcome of that. But because of the approach... No, wait. This is zero tariffs on steel, and he says, no, they wouldn't. Well, let's come back to this in just a couple of weeks when we've implemented it.
No way. Fuck. No fucking way. Okay. Fuck whatever this is. Parliament's a load of shit. We'll get back to it later, right? There's been an update. Clearly, Elon Musk just shot up again. Because he's come out a-fighting. And not in the way that I expected. I can't believe he said this. It's true as well. That's the thing. It's true. Hang on. Right, okay. Elon says, from 13 minutes ago, right? So we are having a live breakdown. Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Oh, no way. No fucking way. And this is his proper account. This isn't a thing. This is his real fucking account. He really tweeted this. And then 4 minutes ago, by the way, gotta take a screenshot because he'll definitely, when he sobers up or hears from his lawyers, he'll definitely delete this. So I'm screenshotting that. He says, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Fight, 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 fight. Oh. That's so good. Oh, it's so much better than I thought it was going to be. It's so much better. I didn't think he'd be pulling out an Epstein drop. I did not think he'd be pulling the Epstein card out. Oh, because the problem with Elon Musk now is, right? It's true, by the way, it's obviously fucking true. Donald Trump was massive friends with Jeffrey Epstein. It's not even like you can say, oh, I just bumped into him at a party once. Or, oh, we were at the same event and I shook his hand, I didn't know who he was. He's just some guy, you know. Like, he was close personal friends with him for fucking years. Obviously, he knew all about it. And obviously, he was at the very, very least totally fine with it. If not actively engaged in it. So it's obviously true that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, and that's why they're all fucking redacted. Because if they weren't redacted, we'd all see Donald John Trump having sex with 15-year-olds or whatever, right? Obviously. Obviously. But the problem for Elon Musk is threefold that I can see. Firstly, he is the President of the United States of America and has a lot of power to fucking destroy you. You may be the richest man in the world, but you're not very popular, and your business is built on very shaky foundations. And your citizenship is built on very shaky foundations. So if he really wants to turn his ire on you, he can probably do you a lot of damage. He might not be able to completely destroy you, but he could put you back into the realms of your average billionaire at the very least. He may even be able to litigate against you, because unless you've got evidence for this, that's a very strong claim. Secondly, there's the obvious point here. If you knew, Elon Musk, that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files, if you knew that Donald Trump was a pederast, a friend of a pederast, one of the most disgusting human beings who's ever walked the planet, why did you fund his campaign and then join his cabinet and do a Tesla dealership meeting on the fucking White House lawn with him and generally jerk him off for months and months and months? Kind of doesn't look great for you either. And thirdly, I don't know this for sure. I don't know this for sure. But let's just say, for instance, Elon Musk, we know, was at the same party as Ghislaine Maxwell. We know had business connections with people who knew Jeffrey Epstein. moved in many of the same circles as Jeffrey Epstein, was very close friends with many of the people in the Black Book. I would be very surprised if he is not mentioned somewhere in the Epstein files as well. And Donald Trump is nothing if not one of the most petty human beings ever. If he feels like his reputation is already destroyed because of this, which it may or may not be, probably not, right? But let's just say people start thinking, oh, he's a nonce, he's definitely a pedo boy. He'll fucking unredact those fucking files with your name in it as well, you prick. What you have done is a first strike in the world of mutually assured destruction that is the Epstein files. You have fired the first nuke, and you can't take out your enemy. They're going to be able to fire back. All I'm saying is Donald Trump, as the president, and a man certainly not above the politicisation of law enforcement, has the FBI and the CIA and the very considerable resources of those organisations to look into every little nook and corner of your existence. You may have just gone one tweet too far. You may have just overstepped you've overplayed your hand. Calling him a cunt was one thing. Even saying, I bought the election for him, which he said that earlier, right? He was like, oh, without him, he'd have lost. What ingratitude. That's bad enough. That's bad enough. You already poked the hornet's nest. Now you have gone and head-butted the hornet's nest. And your head is in the nest of hornets. You stupid cunt. Oh, it's so much better. It's so much better than I could have imagined. Fucking crikey. Yeah, I mean, all I'll say is, rest in peace, Elon Musk. He died tomorrow. He died of suicide next week. You know. He fell out of a window next month. Yeah. Fucking hell. Oh, unbelievable shit. I need to read it again. Just to make sure it's true. Time to drop the real big truth bomb. That real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they've not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Oh. Congratulations also to Jeff Bezos on retaking the title of the richest person in the world. Because I'm sure Tesla stock is about to fucking plummet. Oh, we should check. We gotta check. Come on. Oh, let's have a look. They were at like 290 or something. And they're now... Oh, they were up, mate. Okay. It's down 15%. Ooh. 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 Ouchie poos. Oof. Elon, that's rough, mate. Down 15%. Ouchies. Big ouchies. Well, I'm sure the Tesla stock owners are fucking grateful that he came back and just focused on running the business. Aren't they? Oh, I'm giddy. I'm positively giddy with joy. Oh. I'm giddy with joy that the President of the United States has been outed as a pedophile. What a grim and disgusting timeline we live in. Oh, he's also got a new pinned. Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? Oh, it's cute. He thinks he's in the middle. He thinks he's in the middle. Aww. He's a very, very bad drug addict. He's a very, very self-destructive drug addict. Drug addiction is an evil illness. And we've seen it. We're about to see a man fall from the highest height that any drug addict has ever fallen. Most people who get into drugs aren't rich to begin with. We are about to see the richest man in the world become nothing because of his drug addiction and his remorseless divorcedness. That rhymes. Such an obvious lie. So sad. Unbelievable. Oh, it's so good. Sorry. Well, back to PMQs. It's nowhere near as interesting. It's nowhere near as interesting, but until he falls even further down the K-hole, well, back to some... ironically, back to some sensible politics.
They obviously don't want this. We backsteel, Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House. They laugh at attempts to backsteel on their side of the House, and that's a big part of the problem.
Select David.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I had hoped the Prime Minister would be now beginning to see the sort of man that Trump...
See, you're judging the CIA by old standards. The CIA used to be able to pull off coups just like that. Right? They used to be able to... Oh, what's that? Someone wants to nationalise oil or the banana industry. Boom. Gone. Done. The CIA was like fucking Thanos. He could just snap motherfuckers out of existence. Whereas now, in the era of Trump and Biden, we've seen how they've gone. Fucking sending amateurs in a dinghy to try and take over Venezuela. With their fucking passports on them. What? The only chance you had there is if the border guard had died laughing, you stupid bastards. Unbelievable.
Is and start getting tough on him. So we will come back to this issue. But moving on, Mr. Speaker, I welcome the remarks of the Prime Minister on Gaza because I'm sure all of us are appalled by the latest scenes. Starving people desperate for food, water and medicine met with chaos and violence. The US-Israeli programme is clearly failing. And nothing short of lifting the full blockade on aid will do. But given the Netanyahu government refuses to do that, will the Prime Minister take more decisive action today?
No,
will he push
he's a cunt.
at the United Nations Security...
He won't do that. He's a wanker. Oh, that's the point. How did the UK vote on that? Hang on. UK vote. We probably abstained again, I imagine. I know America blocked it, but... US vetoes. Oh, actually, we voted in favour. Oh no, that's old shit. What the fuck? Israel. US veto. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what the US did. Obviously, they vetoed it because they're basically fucking Israel's fucking cocksucker. The 14 countries in the council voted in favour. Okay. Okay, the UK actually voted for the right thing. Immediate and unconditional permanent ceasefire. Good God. The UK did the right thing for once at the UN. Doesn't make any difference. But, you know. At least we didn't abstain like a bunch of absolute fucking dickheads.
The Council for humanitarian corridors to get the desperately needed aid urgently into Gaza.
Minister.
Can I give him my assurance, because this is a very important issue, that we are working at pace with our allies on that very issue to take whatever measures we can to get that humanitarian aid in. We've been doing that intensively over recent weeks, and I can give him my assurance we'll continue to do that, because that aid needs to get in at speed and at volume, and he's absolutely right about that.
Ruth Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, with 2 decades since the Labour government banned the cruel practice of fur farming, but the job is not done. Real fur and fur products are still being imported into the UK. This week, I delivered a petition to Number 10 with over 1 million signatures calling for a fur-free Britain. My private member's bill would do exactly that. So does my right honourable friend agree it's time to close the loopholes, ban the import and sale of real fur, and finally put the fur trade out of fashion?
Prime Minister.
Can I thank her for her campaign? I know the Environment Minister will have heard...
Oh, good memes, good memes. Donald Trump versus Elon Musk be like?
Epic rap battles of history! Adolf Hitler! Versus Adolf Hitler! Begin! I am Adolf Hitler!
Also, that is a fucking good bar it starts off with, was it? I'm Adolf Hitler, leader of the Third Reich. Little known fact, also dope on the mic. Oh, it's a good bar. It's a good bar.
Her representations, we have commissioned the Expert Animal Welfare Committee to produce a full report on the responsible sourcing of fur to inform the next steps that need to be taken, and we're committed to publishing an animal welfare strategy later this week.
Rachel Gilmore.
Mr. Speaker, my constituent Molly is a single mother caring for a child with cancer. She cannot work because of her caring responsibilities. Since January, she has tried to claim disability living allowance and universal credit, but faced constant DWP bureaucracy. This bureaucracy is continuing right up to yesterday, when she received yet another frustrating letter from the DWP about her DLA. Will the Prime Minister assure Molly and others like her that his government is doing all that it can to help, and visit Tiverton and Minehead to see these challenges firsthand and work with me to find a solution?
Prime Minister.
Well, I can thank her for raising this case, and I'm deeply sorry to hear about Molly's situation. We are improving the lives of those that need it, but what I'll do, with her permission, the Secretary of State, the DWP has just said to me, I'll look into the case. So if she could provide the details, I'll make sure that it gets proper attention and that we can deal with the particular problem she's raised. And I'm grateful to her, and I'm sure Molly is, for raising it. And I hope now we can take the action that's necessary.
Alex Burrows.
Mr. Speaker, in Wales, we will never forget how our steel industry was neglected by the Conservative government. They made unfunded promises, they refused to make critical decisions, and they left Port Talbot on a cliff edge. So can I welcome the news overnight that this Labour government has secured an exemption for our steel industry from the latest US tariffs, a deal secured by this Labour Prime Minister. Can I ask the Prime Minister if he will take this opportunity to update the House on what further work he is doing in order to support our steel workers across Wales and across our United Kingdom?
Prime Minister.
He's doing great work with the Welsh Labour colleagues to champion working people in Wales. Mr. Speaker, the United Kingdom is the only country in the world.
Oh, God. Sorry. Keir Starmer is boring at the best of times, but when we've got the biggest, like, right-wing shitfest of recent times, Konstantin Kisin of the Trigonometry channel says, please, so I'm reading some of the responses to Elon Musk saying that Donald Trump is a fucking nonce, right? Saying he's in the Epstein files. Konstantin Kisin says, please double your security immediately. Alex Jones was in there as well. Elon for president. Suck a dick, mate. Oh, some anti-Semitism, naturally. Anything on Rio Ferdinand in there? What the fuck? Why is Rio Ferdinand catching strays? That's really weird. Oh, this is Dom Lucre, who was, of course, originally banned for posting child pornography on Twitter, and then personally unbanned by Elon Musk. This will be known as the most expensive tweet of all time. Mark this. Very possibly. Why did you choose to support him if you knew he was in the Epstein files? Very good point. Rip my Tesla bags. True. Bro, put the phone down. You're in a full crash out. This is going to seriously hurt SpaceX and the country as a whole. Oh, Jesus Christ. So just anti-Semitism, obviously. Oh, God, these people are pathetic. Look at this. Two of the most unfit fucking blobs of goop ever, and they're like being depicted like this. Shut the fuck up, man. I can tell you, yeah, if he's in the Epstein files, why didn't Biden release them? Because Clinton's also in them. The fucking Democratic Party have never been able to make hay out of the fact that fucking Donald Trump is a pederast. Because fucking Bill Clinton is as well. And so it would make them look bad by comparison, or, but you know, by extension. Elon is about to off himself with 3 bullets to the head and 2 in the heart. Since we're playing it, let's go ahead and play this game. The US Virgin Islands issues subpoena to Elon Musk in Jeffrey Epstein case. Lol. This is why I pay for this app. You don't need to pay for the app. I'm getting this for free, you prick. Fucking $8 wanker. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jones. What the fuck? He's trying to Spartacus this shit. If President Trump's in the Epstein files, then I'm in the Epstein files. No, I'm in the Epstein files. No, I'm in the Epstein files. Can you just stop beefing? Bitcoin is rugging. God, the internet was a mistake. Oh no. This already got real crazy. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. The risk I took was calculated, but man, I am bad at math. Yeah, do you remember these fucking bellends? Like, oh, we've got the Jeffrey Epstein files, and it was literally all redacted. Fucking idiots. Oh, there's you, Elon Musk, dancing with a pedophile. That's just you dancing with a notorious pederast, Donald Trump. What the fuck is that? Jesus Christ. Kill it with fire. I'm calling it. This is a false flag to cover for the terrible release of the Nintendo 2 Switch. True.
Which won't be subject to the additional tariffs announced today, the only country in the world, and we are working with the US at this moment to swiftly implement the agreement that we've reached, which will see the 25% tariffs removed. We want that, they don't want that.
No, don't get a clip of me saying I'm in the Epstein files, you cunts. Trying to get me fucking cancelled.
Crucial, that is crucial for British jobs. We fought tooth and nail for our steel industry, saving jobs at British Steel.
No, you didn't. You let Port Talbot go to shit, you wanker.
And improving the deal at Port Talbot, and we'll continue to do so.
Brendan O'Hara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister has repeatedly told this House that it is not for him or his government to determine what is and what is not a genocide. But that position is no longer tenable, because at the High Court recently, the Prime Minister instructed his lawyers to argue that in Gaza, and I quote, no genocide has occurred or is occurring. So the truth is, his government has made a determination. The question is, does he have the courage of his convictions, and will he repeat from that dispatch box what he told his lawyers to argue in the High Court, that he believes that no genocide has occurred or is occurring in Gaza?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I've said that we are strongly opposed and appalled by Israel's recent actions. I've been absolutely clear in condemning them and calling them out, whether that's the expansion of military operations, settler violence, or the dreadful blocking of aid. It's completely unacceptable. We must see a ceasefire, hostages must be released, and there must be aid into Gaza. But he talks about peace and security, Mr. Speaker. Compare their party, as I understand it, at this moment of global instability, as we go into a new era, what do they want to do? They want to get rid of the nuclear deterrent, the single most important capability that we have to keep the UK safe, harming the industry and harming the country.
Red Downey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Carnegie UK was established by Dunfermline-born philanthropist Andrew Carnegie, and they found that people under 49 are twice as likely to have been negatively impacted by the rising cost of living compared to those over 65s. Mr. Speaker, it's vital we increase opportunities for younger people and help put more money in their pocket. But sadly this week we saw the Scottish Government seek to close off an opportunity for young people by refusing to support new skills investment from Rolls-Royce, while the college sector in Scotland also warns of a funding crisis. Can I ask the Prime Minister what more he is doing to make sure young people in Scotland get the opportunities they deserve despite a failing and stagnant SNP Scottish Government?
You're going to lose all your seats in Scotland. Labour are dead.
Well, I thank him for raising this. At a time of global conflict, it is staggering that the SNP policy is to block an £11 million investment for a new national welding centre on the Clyde. To block it. I was there, Mr. Speaker, earlier this week. I saw the huge potential for apprenticeships, for job opportunities and for young people. I support it, they block it. In England, Mr. Speaker, we're backing 120,000 more apprentices and £3 billion of funding as part of our plan for change. And despite the highest funding settlement in the history of devolution, they're cutting college budgets, they're blocking opportunities, they have no plan for Scotland's future.
Sir Poachin.
Given the Prime Minister's desire to strengthen strategic alignment with our European neighbours, will he, in the interests of public safety, follow the lead of France, Denmark, Belgium and others and ban the burqa?
Prime Minister.
Banning the burqa. Honestly, the Reform Party are a fucking clown show.
Can I welcome her to her place?
Why? Why bother?
But I'm not going to follow her down that line. But now she is here and safely in her place, perhaps she could tell her new party leader that his latest plan to bet £80 billion of unfunded tax cuts, he's no idea how he's going to pay for it, is Liz Truss all over again. Although, considering I think she was a Conservative member when Liz Truss was leader, she probably won't.
Scott Arthur.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. During recess, I visited Scottish Action for Mental Health's Redhall Walled Garden,
which I'm proud to say is in Edinburgh South West. It has operated for decades as a therapeutic horticultural centre supporting adults with mental health problems. Like similar community mental health services across Scotland, it is now under threat. It faces potential closure due to chronic underfunding of IGBs by the SNP government.
Yep.
Does the Prime Minister agree that facilities like Redhall Walled Garden should have been a priority for the SNP when deciding how to spend the record funding settlement Scottish Labour MPs won for Scotland?
Prime Minister.
What my honourable friend describes is how health services in Scotland are utterly broken under the SNP. From people waiting too long for mental health support in his constituency to the Wishaw neonatal unit in Hamilton.
You're going to lose all your seats in Scotland. This is all you have.
Which the SNP are threatening to downgrade. In 2021, the SNP said they recruit 1,000 more community mental health workers. They utterly failed to do so. If the SNP had a plan to fix Scotland's NHS, they'd have done it by now. Scotland needs a change of direction.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir John Cunliffe's interim report published yesterday laid out the fundamental changes that are needed for our water sector. This is felt no more acutely than in my constituency of Chichester. We have a harbour that's in an unfavourable declining condition, and sewage is blighting our tourism industry. But with water bills from Southern Water rising by 47% for my constituents, can the Prime Minister tell them when they can expect to see the real change that this government promised and our waterways cleaned up for good?
Well, can I share her anger and frustration at the broken water system that we inherited, with frankly appalling sewage, higher bills and executives paying themselves huge bonuses. And the era of being rewarded for failure is over. We've launched a record 81 criminal investigations into law-breaking water companies in England, introduced the Water Act with prison sentences for polluting bosses and banning unfair bonuses, and will respond to the Independent Water Commission in full following the publication of the final report.
David Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The proposed Hemel Health Campus, a partnership between the NHS and the Council, presents a perfect opportunity to deliver on Labour's commitment to neighbourhood-based care, bringing services closer to where people live, in facilities designed around their needs. It can also help to regenerate our town centre. Does the Prime Minister agree with me?
I'll be honest, I'm not even fucking listening to this. I'm scrolling through stupid fucking memes. I'm just looking through Elon Musk stuff. Oh. Unbelievable. Kanye West saying, "Bros, please no, we love you both so much." Oh. Unbelievable. Elon's ketamine plug needs to be put into work today. We have him admit election interference and put this app up for sale by tonight if bro locks in. True. Fucking true. Oh. Yeah, imagine that. Fucking Musk spent 290 million to get him elected, and now he's like, "Oh, you're a cunt. Oh, you're a pedophile. Oh, you're a piece of shit. I'm going to take all your money." Lol. Such ingratitude. Anyway, my fucking voice hurts, so I'm going to bed. How long have we been going? I don't even know. A while. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm tired. I need to go to sleep. Anyway. I will show you more memes and things tomorrow. Okay. Hopefully my voice will be better. Hopefully I'll be feeling slightly better. It's been an upward trajectory over the last day or so, so I should be okay, I think, hopefully. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. Thank you for support and all the rest of it. And I forgot to do the thing.